This is Smallzy Surgery.
Hey, this is Perez Hilton. I'm hanging out with Smallzy on the show tonight on Nova.
Let's wrap up everything that's been going on in 2023. Our good friend Perez Hilton. Great to see you, sir.
You too.
What a wild year in celebrity pop culture. I don't even know where to start, but I think we start with Britney.
Sure. It's definitely been an eventful year for Britney Spears. She is even more free right now than she started the year. She's about to finalize her divorce from Sam Asghari. She's also sadly free from her children. Her sons, Jaden and Sean Preston, 18 and 17 years old, moved to Hawaii with their father. And she's sadly still estranged from her family. Her mother, her father, her sister, her brother. The only person that she has that I'm aware of consistently supporting her is her manager. And that worries me because I believe when money is a factor in a relationship, it clouds things.
Yeah.
Obviously, family dynamics can be painful and complicated, but I know that my mother will always give it to me real and be honest with me. And, I don't know if her manager or other people always have her best interests at heart.
True. I don't know how much you know or what you don't know, but does she have any interest? Does Britney have any interest in having a relationship with her kids, to your knowledge? Does she have an interest in wanting to have a relationship with her parents? She's not close to any of them really anymore.
She definitely has an interest in having relationships with her children and with her parents, but understandably, Britney is not having any kind of mental health treatment at the moment, whether that be seeing a doctor that is helping her with her medication or even talking to a therapist. That's what I've heard. A therapist could help her channel her merited frustration. She's upset at her family, both her mother, her father, and her children. She's upset at her kids. But then her kids are also upset at her. And at the end of the day, they're still really young and teenagers. And the parent sometimes needs to take the bullet, as they say, be the bigger person and move it forward. And I don't know if Britney is capable to do that right now.
Yeah, no, I she released her book this year. I read it. Half of it I call out as I don't think it really happened at all.
Wow, that's interesting to hear you say that.
Well, you read some of the quotes, in particular the part that went viral with Justin Timberlake in New York, and I'm like, she wouldn't remember what she had for lunch yesterday, let alone vividly remember a quote-unquote an event that happened 20-something years ago. And that, for me, makes me question the whole validity of the book. If you're going to put that in there, what else is not necessarily true?
I'm not disagreeing with you whatsoever. I just find it refreshing and interesting to hear you verbalize what I thought, because I thought I was in the minority. For me, that red flag moment of really questioning Britney's memoir was when she failed to really acknowledge her reported and documented in the legal system substance abuse issues. All that she said was that she drank a lot and that she would take Adderall. That, I have heard, is definitely not true. And if you're going to be very revealing, and especially revealing about other people, then I think you need to also be really honest about yourself, too, and put it all out there. And she didn't.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's quickly power through some other... Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Do you think this is her one? This is her forever man? What's your hot take?
I don't think he is.
Okay.
But hopefully that means that he will be. I really thought that Joe Alwyn, her boyfriend of 6 years, was going to be the one that she married and had a child with or children. But, hopefully she can look back on that relationship that ended and not be sad or think of it as wasted years. I love Taylor, and I'm happy that she is a different version of herself now. That Taylor that was with Joe Alwyn was very private, and this one that we're seeing is very public. And I love a public Taylor Swift.
Don't we all? Hey, Lizzo, it's been an up and down year for her. Do you believe the allegations? Are there questions that she needs to answer? Or do you just think, this is whenever you're successful or famous and in the limelight, someone's going to try and take you down?
I believe there is some truth to the allegations. There might be exaggeration, but that's what a legal proceeding is for. A trial will determine what is and isn't true. However, having been around the block as long as I have, this will absolutely 1,000% be settled out of court before the trial begins.
Okay, wow. Okay, interesting.
Well, just because, we saw it recently as well with Diddy and Cassie.
Yeah, he wrapped that up within 12 hours, didn't he?
Yeah. Or look at the rare anomaly of Kesha and Dr. Luke. Kesha had accused the music producer, Dr. Luke, of sexual inappropriateness, amongst other things. And they did move that lawsuit forward for years. I think it was around 4 or 5 years, maybe even longer than that. And then what happened? Just before the trial was set to begin, they settled out of court. The reason why most celebrities will settle out of court is because you end up having a situation like Kesha and Dr. Luke. It will drag on for years and years and years. And it will cost you, more often than not, so much money in legal bills to fight the lawsuit than it would settle.
And would I be right in saying going through court exposes all of the celebrities' dirty little secrets that maybe they don't want, maybe they have a public image and their private life is a little bit different to what they put out there, and having it go to court means it's open for everyone to really hear and see about.
Yeah, and also you're gambling these days because now sometimes, actually a fair amount of times, judges open the court to cameras and they might broadcast it, which would be, I think, great for transparency, but awful for the image of a celebrity, like you mentioned. But back to Lizzo for a second. She's not staying at home crying sad over what's going on. In fact, just this weekend, she was at the premiere of Beyonce's new concert film in Los Angeles.
Absolutely. Of course, when you talk about, exposing, stories, Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, that was a moment. I never knew she pooed in the bed until the court case, like she probably wishes that wasn't public for the world to hear and see, right? She'll never...
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Like,
she'll always... It was the dog.
She did claim it was the dog. Hey, you know what I want to do? Can we put a pause? Let's put a pause on this conversation right here. We're going to get you back on the show later this week because we're a dead set out of time. We're going to do 2024 predictions later in the week. Perez Hilton hanging out with us here at Nova.
Smallzy Surgery
is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.